Do you want a walkthrough from the beginning or from where we had last left off? Also, Snapchat is at the bottom of the ocean, and he's not breathing. Homeboy got hit by a train. And sometimes it really be like that. I think Walter got hit by the train. But I don't remember the order. I'm gonna have to start again. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to start again. Yeah, that's fucking facts. Starting from the beginning, hopefully that's okay. I'm getting Snapchats from you, but I don't know if it's no, I just mean like that's I get the joke.
A lot of this
I don't
isn't
actually
gonna make
miss my
sense to you,
boyfriends.
and I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning with the house.
Okay, I can't use my Snapchat. I'm starting from the beginning, is that okay?
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
I'm skipping
I
this.
hadn't been back
God, I'm
since my
speed
brother
running.
Lewis's
I'm
funeral.
gonna speed run because I want to.
In her will, my mother left me a key.
If you're leaving
didn't tell me
comments
what
in the
it
video,
unlocked.
I won't be able to see the
Maybe
comments,
she
but
thought
I'll
I'd
see
know,
when people comment.
or
So like I'll see
she
that you
thought the
commented,
mystery
but
would
I
be enough
won't
to bring
I
me
won't be
back.
able to see what it says. I don't think. Say pickle if you can. Okay. I have to like go out of the game to read them though, which is unfortunate. Pickle, pickle, pickle.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Jamie, do you see this border on my stream? Nudge, nudge. Do you see this like weird border, or do you just see the gameplay screen? Because I can read your comments now. But if there's an ugly border, I want to take it off.
Even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
You can see the border? Yes,
But now
as
I
in
had
you can
questions
see
about
the
my
border?
family that only the house knew the answers to.
You see both. Correct. Does this bother you? It's good.
The house was exactly like I remembered it.
Sounds
the way
good.
I'd been dreaming about it. As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I was bloody afraid of the house.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Bitch, I got your mail though.
I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Damn, yo. This is Gary's gardening mixtape that he listens to while he gardens. Gary's potting mix. Can I not run? That's unfortunate. I'm gonna squeeze my ass in here though.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I'm speed running, I don't care.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Bloody home, all this cool shit.
Nothing
I just
in the
want to
house
get
looked
caught up.
abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Gross.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Oh, I'm
told me there was
running
past
through
things
this.
that I never believed him.
I'm freaking running through this.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
December 13th.
How fast am I playing this
1947.
game? The answer
Dear
is
Diary,
very.
I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it. I kept eating and eating.
Yeah, that's true. We do get a recap.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Hey, scoop that up, eat the berries. I'm eating the berries.
Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest.
What the germ
I
is
reached
supposed
out
to
for
eat.
her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
And suddenly, I was Penno.
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
I'm bad at video games. I'm outrunning the bird.
I jumped
Come
and
here,
I
you
almost
bastard.
got her.
Oh, I'm pissed. I growled a little bit.
I could tell she was getting really tired.
Yeah,
now
so am
I
I.
was up in the big tree.
Especially my
I
fucking middle
promised
finger
Dad
that
I
I'm
wouldn't
using the
climb it
trigger for.
anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up,
Woo!
and
And suddenly, I was an owl.
First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
I'm a fucking owl, bitch. Hey! Who? Who? That's me. The owl. I'm about to snipe some bunnies right now. Oh, there's a rabbit right there? Oh, nice. I like rabbits. Hold on one second. Scoop that up, dude!
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through
Yum.
my talons.
Crunching, honey.
I
Give me that.
swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit.
Not one bit.
Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Give me another bird, bitch. A bird? What the hell am I saying? Bunny. Ah, let me just hit my
A
addiction
mama
real
rabbit.
quick. Oh god! He's, oh my god, who is he, dude? He's unreal. That deserves a gold medal. That's gold medal gaming athleticism right there.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
Rolling, 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 rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. I'm going at the country. Oh. Oh!
Off a cliff and into the ocean.
Bloop,
Now,
bloop.
I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Nom. Nom, nom,
Tore
nom.
off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Yeah, it fucking tasted so good. Where'd that little bitch go, dude? Where you at, though? Oh. You think you're hot shit, dude? Give me that.
Grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water.
And the worst part in all of existence has begun. We're gonna look at the top half of the screen, spam the right trigger, and hope for the best. Get out of here, Cone. Get the fuck. Oh, Jesus, Cone. Cone! Oh my god, this noise is making me want to throw up.
I was big and I moved real wide.
Yum. Oh my god, I'm gonna. Oh god.
I wanted to stop.
I don't mind snakes either, but I'm not gonna look at the screen, but look at this. See that? I mind that. I mind that right there. That's what I mind. I mind all the freaking holes that it's riddled with. Oh my god, I feel sick. Oh my god, I actually feel so sick. Fucking go that way. No!
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And to cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Oh god.
I got closer and closer.
Oh. Ew.
All my stomach started growling.
Yeah, my stomach hurts too.
And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time.
Thank God that's over.
I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
That's my least favorite and my favorite one at the exact same time. And that's the only explanation anybody needs ever to anything. Moving on.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. So, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
No, yeah,
I
I'm
spent
Edeeth
a lot of
Finch.
time
I'm
in
Edeeth.
Great-Grandma Edie's room.
I'm the only remaining Finch. Grandma is Edie. I'm Edith.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have Odin Finch buries the latest. On January 7th, but 40-foot waves. Odin's daughter Edie. Odin Finch is the first. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Give me the knowledge.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Hey, Edith, can I copy your homework? Yeah, sure. Okay.
There's
Edie.
a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
Dope, 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 dope. This game is dope. Is that Kodak film? Is that Kodak Black?
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Oh, this one's fun as hell. I love this one.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
This is Swing. The Swing.
How I want to remember
swing
by Sam
from
Finch.
the tree branch.
The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh shit, here we go.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always
now I'm all
wanted to fly.
turny. I'm a little weird angle. That's better. Some Calvin, dinner's
that
ready.
Day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Calvin, I'm not gonna let you again.
Maybe if the wind hadn't picked up. Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
I don't know. I like to think that he actually did
I think
this.
he'd already made up his mind.
Even though you can't really do this. I mean, you can, but wait when
That's
you
what I
get
want to remember
when
about
you get
my brother.
perpendicular, you fall. And I fell one time because I was completely perpendicular, or parallel to the ground. I was parallel to the ground, and I fell out like 8 feet. I was little.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
It hurt bad.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
I don't want to do Barbara's again. Hers is
After the funeral,
dope, but it just
Edie
takes
roped
a
off
while.
Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and
Well, I
never
didn't
set
see
foot
these
in
darts
the room
before.
again.
That's kind of cool. Hey, game. This is so lazy. Oh, hi, purple green guy. Oh, hi, purple green guy, dude. You're just reusing. You're just reusing things. Oh, you didn't see Barbara's? Oh, nice. Alright, I'll play that one nice. Alright, I'll play that one. Alright, dope, 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 dope. Cool, 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 cool. No doubt, no doubt. Oh, within here. Oh. Oh, hello. Ah. Give me that. And lift. This doorway is dope. Dope. That's dope.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Fucking improv night. It's like cheese plate. Doing improv.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edeeth saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better.
The
I
voice
think you just
acting
need the
for
right
this part
motivation.
is like really
Her
bad.
biggest fan and
The announcer's
boyfriend,
dope, but the
Rick,
boyfriend.
was about to
Rick's voice
demonstrate
sucks.
when...
Her voice is annoying.
Now that was a great scream.
Now that
was
was a
Barbara's
great scream.
father,
Shut up,
Sam.
dude.
He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror.
I think she was
What if I tried...
raped.
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight.
I think she
Police
was
are urging
raped and
residents
killed.
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making
You'll see
puzzles
why
and
I think
secret
that
passages.
near the end.
There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
I'll be back in a sec.
20
I'll be
minutes
back in a
later,
sec.
Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
This is about to get so dope. The Halloween music.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show.
The late
Hours
picture show.
later,
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and
The Hook Man.
speechless. He was quite smashing.
Bitch.
And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Dead ass.
He played her part.
Dead ass though. She think.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grown.
Chill, Sophia. That's just funny. I'm gonna just be doing that all the
He
time.
wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet. The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
This is what makes me think she got raped.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear.
That laugh is fire.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
We're almost caught up. We're about to do Walters, and then we're caught up, and then I can play slower. You watched me play this. You watched me play Barbara's, but it was like really late.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once.
Because I
carrying
remember
packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
I remember when I opened this, you were like, "Oh shit, there's a whole ass mine."
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's the dopest transition in the whole game.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could. If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone.
I love
I can't
Walter's
believe
voice.
I've been down here for 30 years.
It's dope.
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Yeah, it is suited.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Damn, 76. 76. That was a good year.
Even a monster on the other side of a door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Dude, this is how I eat peaches, because I love peaches.
And then one day, everything just
Also the soundtrack for this game.
stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Listen to the music.
It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave.
That's
Well,
dope.
I still can.
Look. That's awesome. I never noticed that before. That crutch is dope, dude. I love that the people who make this Concord grape jelly is called Jiggly Farms, dude. Jiggly Farms. Who makes the ketchup?
I know it's out there somewhere.
No, stop dragging my camera away. There's more important things than that way over there. I don't know if you noticed the jars of tomato sauce. Red Farms tomato ketchup. Cracking the Curse. Exorcism. Psychic self-protection. Homemade weaponry. Oh, nice. Warding away spirits. The Dark Defense. The Finch Curse. Oh, there's actually a book written about the Finch Curse. Echoes from afar. You don't put ketchup on your peaches? Shit, man. I don't know what to tell you about that. You on some other shit. Pea soup. That's... Speaking of the exorcism, at the end of it, Reagan throws up pea soup. Not at the end, but there's a scene where she does. Pork chunkies. Wow. Delicious. Alvin-O cereal. Is that a koala bear? Extra crispy. From the hills of West Bengal. That's the only place I get my rice.
Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
I love that part with the text leading
Maybe
up to the
this
hammer.
is all a mistake.
This is amazing. This is amazing.
But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me.
This game is amazing. 10 out of 10.
Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one more day.
I'm gonna try to avoid the train. Oh, it
I
pulled me
can
right
already
into it.
imagine the sun on my face.
I just got railed.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
I did not want to zoom that far.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
This is so sad. He has a picture of the outside in a window. I built this in Minecraft, actually. That's hilarious. Come on.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Nah, I'm just kidding.
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made, trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2, I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself and found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real.
And on that note, I'm going to go get some water. I will be right back. We now return to our regularly scheduled program. Alright, folks. You like nature? What about deceased grandfathers? If you answered yes to one or both of those questions, you couldn't have picked a better time to tune in to What Remains of Edeeth Feench, hosted by me, Chris Weaver.
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
Dope.
But I thought you should know about your family.
Dope.
And the history you're a part of.
And there's the old house.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Yes. They mention that later.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
I don't know if they ever mentioned the dad. I think they mentioned the lack of a father at the end, but I don't think they ever say who it is.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house? It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one. 3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault. Sven built the house, but it was Edeeth who designed the cemetery. I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edeeth's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edeeth, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night. Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from.
Earlier I flicked through one of those, like, slideshows, that you put up to your eyes, like those old school slideshows, and it talked about how Odin, the very first inheritor of the curse ever, like a bunch of years ago, moved his family, here with, their house on like this huge float thing. They took the house with them, and 50-foot waves came crashing down and fucking destroyed the old house. So then they built this one, and then they added on to this one, but that they can still see the other one out there. That was earlier.
Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
And the crown is there. Oh my god. Okay, so you'll understand that. I do Lewis's right before the very last one. Just remember that crown, because that's really cool that they put that in there. This is my mom's grave.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now.
That crown
Part
is
of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing...
Right here.
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
22 weeks pregnant. Yeah, we see how her dad died. I think. You'll see. Stop asking questions.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Mm-hmm. Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged. Perfect.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
You're right, Dad. It's starting to clear up. Still freezing, though.
This one's really sad. Oh, sorry. Forgot to mention that. This is Edeeth's grandpa, Sam.
Aw.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Hold still while I take a picture of you.
I definitely... Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff.
No, it's Dawn.
If you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Dawn, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
I think so.
Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
This one's really sad. Did I say that?
Your grandpa Sven taught us how to fish. How to build a fire.
Dad!
Good eyes, Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn! I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always remember that, okay?
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me. Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something. After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
Sorry, I was taking a dab. And time for really sad shit again.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Hold on, sweetie. Hello? Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like. his imagination. Silly it sounds.
Yes! Give me that! Make it so be in this bitch. Hey.
Too happy.
Hey. Who am I, Tessa Korean? Is it so goddamn soapy in here, dude?
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. He'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
Oh, I forgot about this one. I love this one. This is very pretty. This is very, very pretty.
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
I mean, it's also sad. Pretty much
Our father
anything
never hit us kids, at least not
after,
very hard.
like, they
Before
all
the day
just
my
get
brother
sad
said
and
with
sadder.
teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Oop, crashing the kite.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now
remember.
pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Bitch.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came coming down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. Thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
That's like my favorite one. That's why I didn't talk in it at all. The ones I barely speak in are the ones I like the most.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died.
I mean, I love Molly's,
At
but
the
I
time,
also hate
it was as far
Molly's.
away as she could get.
But that one was like, it was just stunning.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay. Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Bitch, your mom is a stoner. She got the incense. But she makes room for Jesus, so we're good.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again.
I never noticed these little motherfuckers the first time. Yo. That's freaking dope. That's so cool. Damn, yo. That's dope. See,
The house
this
had to
game
get a
gets-
little bigger, but
this game gets
Edie
better
was
every
used to
time
that.
I play it. Dude, Gary's potty mixes everywhere. He just really wants people to listen to it.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. but it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Yeah, they did.
After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Holy fuck. This game is... like, it's
I think
so
Edie
beautiful.
was happy to finally have another painter in the family.
Like, I have my headset on and I'm just, like, listening to the music and, like, looking at all this stuff and, like... Jesus Christ. About to freaking tear it up a little bit, not gonna lie. Also, because he's an artist, so it's like...
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
This is where I got to the point in the game where
I was
I'm
four
like,
when
dude,
Milton disappeared.
they're just showing off now at this point. Like, this shit is so good. Why are more people not playing this?
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Yep.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out. Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery. Everyone always told me to stay out of Louis's room, except Louis.
Louis is my favorite, and you'll see why. I've played his story probably like 8 times now. Because you'll see, like, his story is like me and my life currently.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself.
This is freaking Dunham's right here.
In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
This is D&D.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small.
So this is Dunham's. This is D&D.
Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him.
Damn, I got that fish with my freaking eyes closed, dude.
He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality.
This is my favorite name coming up.
Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery.
Minneapolis.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on.
Yeah, this is my favorite too.
In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a...
What are we feeling, James? Which one? Make a decision. Make a decision. Quick, 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 quick. Right. Oh my god.
Handsome queen.
We were running out of time. There's another one coming. You have to pick left or right again.
The queen was on her own quest for...
You can refresh your stream. You can refresh your stream and it'll be better.
Sinister serpents. He followed the sound of her...
Which one? Jamie there.
Silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
Look at my arm. Am I a Nazi?
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Wait, that's important as fuck.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. He began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions. Mrs. Calico, who'd insisted on advising me. His queen waited, holding his crown.
Yes.
There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head. And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
He killed himself. Stuck his head in the guillotine that was used to chop.
My brother
fish.
was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Best one, hands down, easily. And he's a pothead, and he's a gamer. And he has fucking vintage games too.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
Oops. No, I won't. Hopefully. Where the fuck am I supposed to go? Oh, I'm stupid.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left.
Yo, pork chunkies. Ooh, I love that. Oh, that's awesome. Welcome back to my ASMR video. It's like, hold on, let me bend over and grab something. Oh, my back, dude. Sounds like bones. Oh, oh, oh. I'm not as nimble as I used to be, Sonny. Oh, my hip.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Mommy bird. Hi, friends. Bye, friends. Oh, hello, bird. Oh, a bird. Oh, hello, everyone. Look, hello. Sorry, I didn't see you on the way in. Well, good day.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now was to tell you about that last night. That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edeeth,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edeeth, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
The thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edeeth has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edeeth and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edeeth, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edeeth, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edeeth!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't.
Hey, can I get a Jesus Christ
And then I was
in the
alone.
chat, please?
The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
She died during childbirth. I'm unwell. Yeah, dude, I bawled my eyes out when I finished it. It's a lot. I need more. I want another game like that. Amnesia's pretty good, but it's also just makes me piss my pants. Yeah, her kid's probably gonna die. They're all gonna die, dude. They're the Finches. Like, this game was beautiful. Look at the credits, dude. And there's the kite. There's the ripped kite from the wand. There's the rock wall that she climbed up. There's Gregory's mobile. There's Gregory's toys. I don't know, I was thinking about playing Amnesia and seeing if I could get anywhere with that. Because I might puss out. We'll see. We'll gauge it. Most likely, we're going to FaceTime because I'll probably puss out. But we'll see how far I can get into it.